Mm, I'm shedding hair everywhere. Hi, everybody. I'm a little bit of a mess. Oh my goodness. You have all black hair and you wear typically mostly white. You don't see all the shedding, but when your hair starts to turn white, it's like you see it everywhere. Hi, happy Tuesday. It's Elena here of the Witches Box for our weekly Oracle reading for the community for the week. And then we do a live witchcraft Q&A where we talk about whatever witchcraft topics are up for all of us, or as many of us as I can get through. What else is going on? I also do a couple of announcements, so let me get those out. All of the boxes for October are out. If they're reading like they haven't been picked up or it's not moving, just give it time. Everybody's slow. It's all happening. They're out. We also, I think, have 2 or 3 more left of the extra single boxes that you can get at thewitchesbox.com. Those went on sale yesterday. An email went out. A few of you really jumped on it. I think literally 2 or 3 left is all we have. That's that announcement. The other announcement is that I've got about 10 spots left for the Invoke Yourself Holy Witch 3-day virtual retreat. This is a powerful practice. It's really going to be one of the foundational practices that permeate all of the work that we're going to be doing into the next year with our courses and our rituals. So I highly encourage you, if you didn't catch that the first time, to catch that the second time. The dates for that virtual retreat are November 11th through the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. About 10 spots left. Usually I don't limit the number for virtual retreats, but because we're going to be doing quite a lot of ritual together, it's nice to kind of keep the number intimate. So 10, yeah, I don't quote me, but as of like last night, it was about 10. So there may have been a couple that were picked up, a couple spots that were picked up since I checked yesterday, but that's kind of the number around there that I have in my head. What other announcement do I have? I think that's it. Let me see what's happening. Let me see who's here. I love these names. Okay, let's see. Mimsy, hello. Elsbeth, Abby, Claudia, Michelle, Layla, Cheryl, hi. Lasem, Brooke, Catlin, Adrian, Chava, hello. Kim, Elsbeth, and Mike, hi. Welcome. All right. So, we're in the middle of October. I mean, I'm kind of late actually to the game with bringing out my favorite October Oracle cards. We may be lingering in the seasonal decks for the next month, maybe, because I have about 3, let me think, I have about 4 different decks actually that are really like this time of year specific. So we're going to come back to this one, which of course we all love, Season of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle. And this is by, well, it's illustrated by Giada Rose, but it's by Juliet Lewis and Lorraine Anderson. I mean, did I say Juliet Lewis? I meant Juliet Diaz. I don't know what I just said. And Lorraine Anderson. I'm so sorry. There you go. Beautiful. I have been making a bunch of videos in the last 2 days for an e-course. I think my mic is a little weird. For an e-course that we're going to be putting out in the next month. And so my voice is a little, right now it's doing good, but who knows what's going to happen. So just know that if I crack a lack a little bit, it's because your girl's been talking a lot to the camera. Okay. Let's see. Who have I missed? Mimsy says, oh, those gray hairs, exactly why I named my other channel Crone Wisdom Highlights. I'm old, so Crone. Of course, Wisdom Highlights, actually, for all the gray hair. I love it. Adrian says, I need the invoke. There. Oh, I'm sorry. I just couldn't read that, but I need the invoke so much right now, I think is what you're trying to say. But that weekend is not doable. I will have to do the later course. Yes, it'll come back around next June of 2023. So it'll happen. It's not like it won't happen. It'll definitely happen. Hello, Preachy. Hello, Ada. Hello. Thank you so much. Prophet Refine Life. Hello, hello, Kim. I pulled out my October decks last weekend, right? I mean, it's like part of like the thing, right? Gina. Hello, everyone. Hello, Camilla. And hello, Camilla. Yay. So back to this deck. Love the deck. I've already pulled the card. It's kind of one of those like, of course, it's all that I've been kind of immersing myself in lately, but this is the card that I pulled for us. See if it comes out. There we go. Ancestors. It's number 3. Now, no shade. I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but I love these decks. This is not the rude part. The illustrations are exquisite. The themes are exquisite. The cards and each one is just perfect in terms of its potency. Love it. But when I read the little blurb on the bottom of the cards, they never seem to kind of land. I'm going to read them to you, but then of course I've got my own reading for the card that we pulled, or I pulled. So the blurb underneath the word ancestor, which you see here, says, they hiss a quivering so deep only roots of your soul can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence. An ancient chill walking upon the spine. Beautiful. It's poetic. It's beautiful. They're beautiful words. It just doesn't ever really land for me, but there it is. I mean, look, if you've been around here for a while, you know that we've been talking about ancestors for a good, probably for many, many years at this point, especially with our live retreat that we just did a few months ago. There's going to be a course on ancestors coming and also developing over time. And we have another ancestral initiation retreat happening next year. So ancestors play pretty big in the witchery of the Witch's Box, in my personal witchery. And I think that one of the things that gets overlooked, and what came up when I pulled the card were one of the same, which is we are not alone. This came up too in the live retreat, which is something that has been with me for a while. We are not alone. Each one of you is not alone. When we talk about how solitary witchcraft can be, we don't have churches on every corner. Sometimes getting together and creating a circle with other witches can be challenging because, hi, we have a beautiful community here on the internet. We have a beautiful community on the forum. Some of you have created a Discord and you get to be together, but it's an extra challenge to somehow come together and be in the same room and be in the same space. It can feel like a very solitary path. And yet it is not, because at your back, under your feet, above you, before you, behind you, and at your side, you have an entire line of people who have come before you. You have an entire ancestral lineage, for better or for worse, right? Because we talk about ancestors and we talk about those who are recently departed, who are still in their human drama. But we are not alone. And they're there and they're waiting and they're there to have relationship. It's not just all, let me erect an altar and do nothing but honor and venerate. It is a two-way conversation. It is a dynamic dance and relationship that is available to you with your ancestors. You are never alone. And that is one of the most powerful things I think that happens when you really start to work with ancestors. I'm going to pull the card up, is that message. You are not alone. You're not even now, sitting wherever you are, where no one around you might be a witch, no one around you might understand what you're doing or what's going on. You have an entire crew at your back who has your back and is waiting for you to say, yes, I'm stepping into this role. I'm stepping into this relationship. I'm claiming this. I'm coming back. It is one of the most powerful things. And it's one of the things that I love so much about this time of the year, because the veils are thinner. I mean, look, ancestral work is not just relegated to this time of year or during May or Beltane, because that's when the veils are the thinnest. It is daily. It is always. It is constant. It is timeless. And yet that like leap into, it's not even a leap, but it feels like a leap to recognize you are not alone. And they're there and they're waiting and their arms are open and they want relationship, and that is available to each and every single one of us. And so that is the name of the card. That is the name of the game. That is the reading for this week, that you are not alone, that all they're looking for is the contact. And then of course, how you engage in that relationship. There are many things to be said about that, but for now, this is the message. And this is a beautiful time if you have yet to reach back, reach out, and make that connection. This is a beautiful time of the year to begin that. So that is the Oracle reading for this week. I'm going to take a drink. And I'm going to look and see what has been said in the box. I think I said hello. Oh, no, I don't know if I said hello to these people. Hold on, your hair. Gina, I think I said hello, but just in case. Hi, Gina. Hi, Camilla. Elsbeth loves the deck. I know. It's like this beautiful. Hi, Melanie. Yes, the talking to the camera is something else. The talking to the camera definitely is something else. I mean, look, at this point, I'm super used to it. And you know me, you get me started, I can just talk about anything. However, when it's like, I don't even know how many videos I made yesterday. I think I'm up to 3 today. My camera and my lights are probably about to pop at this point. So it's just that incessant talking that can get a little strenuous in the voice. Oh, Curls and Pearls. Hi. Pancake was not amused by the 3 of Swords, but I was. I think I saw that picture. I love that you shared that. Chava, yes, I've been focusing on ancestors this week. Beautiful. Pancake must need some pancakes. Cute. I have this deck, so am now digging around to find this card so I can put it on my desk this week. Beautiful. It's such, I mean, she really, you know, I think that the intention at this point is to make a deck of cards for each of the Sabbats, which is so exciting. I know that they made Beltane last year. It was the new release. There's the Yule deck. I don't know what else she's going to do next, but we're all eagerly waiting. They're beautiful, 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 beautiful. Love everything in my October box. Oh, I'm so glad that you love it. I'd love to join the Witches Discord. Chava, I don't know if anyone here is on that Discord. It is not run by me. It is a Discord that was kind of inspired and created out of the virtual retreats. Some of the people who had gathered for some of those retreats didn't want to say goodbye, didn't want the camaraderie and the ritualing and the community to end. And so they created a Discord. So if anyone here, I don't know, I haven't seen Ralph. If anyone here is part of that Discord and you feel comfortable connecting so that you can add more people, please do so. I'm not that person. We do, however, have a forum on the website that's free. We have several different private forums for people who are subscribed to different things, but we do have a general for free forum for people, and it's called the Witches Gathering Forum. And all you have to do is just create a login to our website, and you can participate in the conversations that are happening there. Hello, Esther. Abby says, I agree with the card words not quite getting there. The booklet has a much closer description that works. This card is protected and guided. Beautiful. Adrian says, I finished listening to Ancestral Medicine a few weeks ago, but ordered the hard copy to reread and get it yesterday and got it yesterday. Sorry. I finished listening to Ancestral Medicine. Oh, that's repeat. How weird that I did that. It's such a good book. He did a beautiful job. Esther says, now is a great time while the veil is thin to engage benevolent ancestors and also do elevation work for them. 9-day ritual and food on the last day. Yes. It's also a beautiful time to start planning your dumb supper. I don't know that I like calling it a dumb supper, but I do love the practice of setting a table, creating a beautiful meal, and then setting an entire place setting for those who are departed so that they can be part of the gathering. I think it's such a beautiful ritual and honoring. Yeah. Mimsy says, oh, I got my box last week and got to do my unboxing, and I hope I did it justice because, oh my goddess, Real Bones had me to pause a bit. It's honestly, I was uncertain, but I'm excited to listen. It can give you pause. We're not used to this kind of work, and we're not used to being that intimate with death, because bones that are not incarnate, that don't have flesh and a living animated being attached to it, symbolize death. And so definitely, I mean, this box is really created, because it's a beautiful and really powerful divinatory tool, but it's a beautiful and very powerful connector back to the life cycle and to the fact that all things are sacred, and that in our I certainly experienced this as a vegetarian and a vegan. This is no shade to any vegetarians or vegans out there. I am no longer that person. Um, we can develop almost a disgust and a resistance to anything that has to do or reminds us of a very beautiful, holy, sacred part of life, which is death. And the more we get back into comfort around it, back into relationship with it, we begin to really understand the mysteries of this endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And that resistance opens up and frees us so that we can see the whole process more clearly and honor it for what it really is. It is magic. It is holy. There are countless mysteries buried in this constant cycle that we cut ourselves off from when we're in that constant resistance. And listen, I'm there with you too, because some of those bones came and they were not like, they were a little ripe. Okay. And mama had to touch it and I had to clean it and I had to prepare it. And it was like that whole thing was its own ritual because it was so powerful. You all got like, I think 4, maybe 5 bones in your bag because it's meant to be a starter bag so that you can add as you go. I was surrounded by mountains of bones. It was amazing. I mean, it was palpable. The energy was palpable. The symbolism was palpable. My own ick factor around it was palpable and I had to work through it. And then I got to start communing with them. It was amazing. As far as boxes go, like I've loved so many of the boxes that we've sent out, but this one was probably for me personally the most impactful and transformational just in the preparing. It was really amazing. Okay, let me see what's happening because I see this moving. Esther says, Ralph has the info. This is for the Discord. Post on the free forum, and I'm sure someone will share the Discord invite. Beautiful. Yes, because those people are in the forum as well on our website. Kim Patterson, I received my October box last week. I'm looking forward to the deep dive and learning more about throwing bones. I love the trinkets that you added to. Beautiful. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Thank you, Esther. Brooke, that ritual becomes available probably, if not tonight, then tomorrow morning, if I'm not mistaken, because that's the 23rd. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Esther says, I'm going to include one of the dice from a previous box in my bone set. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, the idea here is that you keep adding to that bag as you find your sacreds that want to be part of it. And you can also begin to hunt for bones. So that's amazing. Beautiful, Chava. I couldn't get October's box, so I've started my own bone oracle collection. Preparing the bones, cleaning and sterilization was an emotional process. Very much so. Beautiful. Sandy says, oh my gosh, my puppy and cat were all over me when I opened the box. They love the smell. Oh my God. Yeah, you need to probably keep those things away from the little animals because bones and, can be yummy for sure. I love the actual bag too. Yeah, someone complained about how big it was, but the intention was for it to be big enough so that you can keep adding over time. Lourdes, hello. Thank you so much for today's and every live chat you facilitate. You're welcome. I don't mind spoilers. Excited about box descriptions. Layla says, I got bones with meat, joints, and stuff on it from a hunter. Oh, nice. I thought I could clean the bones, but didn't have the stomach for it. I managed to clean few, but I had to discard the rest. It takes time, especially when they're in that form. You might want to do, I should find this link. You might want to do, for future, just in case it ever happens again. And you may have already done this. Do like a Google search on taxidermy. Taxidermy isn't quite it, but if you look under cleaning bones / taxidermy, they'll start to give you ways that you can kind of desiccate that fleshy stuff in a way that's a little easier. Yeah, like that. We can talk about that too. We'll have a live on the last, I'm gonna look at my phone. On the last Wednesday of this month, it'll be the second video for this box, and for everyone, it'll be a live stream here on YouTube, and we can talk more about bones. It'll be on the next Wednesday, actually. So next Wednesday is the live Q&A for this box. We can talk about it now, but for sure that'll be like a more in-depth live stream for that. I know the Brooke, the tracking for some of these boxes is so slow. And then the other thing was that we had a massive batch of boxes that were supposed to finish going out on Friday, and UPS just never showed. I mean, things are just, they're just slow. Everything is slow. It's all good. Thank you, Kim. That's very sweet. Hi, Marie. I'm still debating if I should buy the box. The thing is, I found a dead raccoon by the road and it's decomposing. I go check on it once in a while. Yeah, I mean, that's the way you do it. We, our neighbors, Aria, who does the emailing, was hiking with her husband, and last year there was a dead deer on the side of the trail. And she's like, it's kind of interesting because as we keep going, that body just keeps decomposing. So just this I don't know when it was, last week, they were walking by there, and now it was just clean bones. It takes a while. I mean, a deer is a pretty big thing, and we think that that was a sickly deer. It wasn't eaten, it just decomposed. But the more you spend time outside looking for these things, the more you're going to find, because life is happening everywhere. So, you know, that decomposing raccoon might provide a lot of gifts, depending on, you know, how long you're able to wait, and hopefully nothing disturbs it. And as far as that box, Marie, we only, I think, have, as of this morning, like 2 left, if that. So there's that. Oh, Lourdes says, I too received my October box, and opening the bone bag froze me for a second, although the other little items did soften that feeling. Okay, good. Yeah, it's nice to add little trinkets, and you might not want to use all those trinkets. You might remove some of them, keep some of them, but really it was also to show that it doesn't have to be all bones. You can add things that are symbolic for you that help tell the story. And oftentimes, and I don't know that the book totally talks about this, but oftentimes the proximity between a bone and one of those trinkets then begins to give you a fuller story. So it's nice to add a combination of those things. Curls and Pearl says, oh my God, yes, pancake is all over. It was all over my bag when I opened it. Sandy, hello. Was there antler in the mix? There is. I have a piece that looks like a slice of antler. Yes. Excuse me. There are I got quite a lot of slices of antlers. So a lot of you got some slices of antler. I had never worked with slices of antler before. And I think that the majority of you got really small slices. There were some that were fairly large that I kept, because I feel like there would be a beautiful, I just haven't figured this out yet. So if anyone has ideas, we can talk about it maybe in the forum, but they'd be beautiful, like for a rune set, to do like a design on them, because I love that gray, white, cream kind of variance of color. That's so beautiful. But the bigger antler slices have a really super duper porous middle that doesn't lend itself to writing or even really paint. So I don't know. Next week, I'll show you what I've done with my set, so that you have an idea of things that you can do, that you can creatively like embellish them. You can do all sorts of different things to your tools and to your bones and antlers. But those antlers are really, really beautiful. This is a good question. Ada asks, is it true that you shouldn't make an ancestral altar in your bedroom where you sleep because the energy of ancestors is too heavy when trying to sleep? What do you think? I think that it depends. And yes, it can be a lot of energy. A lot of altars, depending on what you use them for, can be really energizing in a really beautiful, powerful, important way, but it's not conducive to helping you sleep. Yeah. If you have a fairly ongoing intimate relationship with your ancestors, you can ask for things to settle down. You can ask for them to help you sleep by protecting the space and not being active and chattering, right? We talk a lot about this in the upcoming course, but we also have talked about this in the past, where you are able to negotiate a relationship with your ancestors where you also can set boundaries. I want to honor you. My bedroom is a really holy, sacred place in my home, and I want to bring you into my room. But in my room, there needs to be silence. There needs to be quiet. Can you please be a protector so that we can sleep well and sleep in deep peace without having all of that dialogue? You can try to approach it that way. Working altars, things that are like where you're actively fueling a spell, may not be the best place for it in the bedroom, because that is an active energy that you don't want to tamp down. But then there's also the beautiful, I love dream altars, right? That are intentionally set for holding space in your room so that you can do that particular work, can be really supportive. So it just depends. In terms of the ancestors, if you find that despite the fact that you set a boundary and you're saying, hey man, can you just can we sleep? You're still having too much energy, then it's an indicator that you need to move that altar out of the room. But there are no hard and fast rules, right? And again, this is relationship. So talk to them and ask for what you need and negotiate how you can be together and work together in a way that works for everybody. But that's a great question. Thank you, Ada. MG says, I got the notification for the tracking number and eventually it showed me the delivery date. Then checking it wasn't there, but the day before it arrived, the information was back. It was very odd. I mean, everyone's a mess. And here's the thing. Already, we have been a shipping disaster all over the planet for the last 2 years, and it just seems to be getting we have moments where it's getting better and then it gets worse and get better. But remember, now we are now entering into holiday season. It's a free-for-all at this point. So the next couple of months will be a little chaotic when it comes to shipping, just because it is every year. So sometimes things show picked up and then they don't show up again on the tracking. They don't, I had my husband returned something. I made a label, UPS picked it up, and then we heard nothing. There was no tracking. There was no scan. There was nothing for over, I think, almost 2 weeks. And then suddenly out of nowhere, it just kept moving. It started to move and it arrived at its destination. It's what's happening? It's the old story. Okay. Catherine says, I'm vegan and was concerned about the box, but after watching the deep dive and you described it as honoring the animal, it made me look at it in a different light. Beautiful. Definitely. Oh, interesting, Melanie. Melanie says, what about burning runes on antler slices? I don't know, because I've never tried to burn anything into that material. But that sounds like a really good idea. It might work because, yeah, it's so porous in the middle that there's no way that would actually work with a pen or even a paintbrush, a really thin paintbrush. But maybe burning might work. Thank you for that. Project Refine Life says, if that's the only space available to build an ancestral altar, maybe try putting a sheet over it at night, but put it to sleep at night. Yes, that's also a really great suggestion. Laurel says, hi, Elena. I've read all of the Danielle Dolsky books and love her retelling of Lilith's story. I don't work with deities, but I recall you mentioning that Lilith has been showing up for you lately. Yes, Lilith is here. Lilith is here. And I have been talking a lot about looking forward towards middle to late 2023 to start a group to work with her. But she has been super duper insistent, and she continues to be super duper insistent. And Homegirl wants to show up right now. So I don't know what that looks like in terms of offering, but I think that there is a pretty huge resurgence of her energy, at least very much so in my life. I know that there are quite a few of you who follow me who feel it as well. I think that there is something important about the level of reclamation that she offers and the level of liberation that she offers. She's a power move. in every sense of the word. Her history is a power move, even though it's been much maligned. She has been relegated to the category of a demon when in fact she was an entity, a goddess from an old world that was taken over by a very patriarchal one. And so I think that because of where witches are today, but also where we are today in the world, there feels to be a very intuitive need for her, and she's just really showing up in a big way. So all that to say that, yeah, Lilith, for sure and forever. And you'll be hearing more about her, I'm sure, from everywhere, including me. Yeah. Okay, wait. I don't know that Lilith is going to be part of a future box, Mimsy. At least not the subscription box. I am in loose talks with a dear witch that we all know and love to create maybe a limited run box for her, not part of the subscription, because I don't know that I could source as many things as I like the numbers that I would need for it to be part of the subscription box. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Sandy Flores says, is there a way that we can request USPS shipping only? I live in an apartment and my mailbox is the only secure place for deliveries. I'm going to say I don't think so. Only because of the system that we use for shipping, I don't actually make the choice between one or the other. One or the other is chosen based on location and then sometimes the size of the box. I'll look into it, Sandy, but I'm not going to make any promises. I don't know that I can. Other than perhaps to pull you aside and try to do something separate for you, but we don't necessarily always have the manpower or the woman power for that. So I can look into that, but I can't make promises. Elspeth says, we have some Royal Mail strike action due in the UK, so boxes may be a little delayed. Hope all suitably resolved soon. Yeah, I mean, everybody's so restless. Curls and Pearls, I finally made it home. Just got my new magic of eye planner. I love the magic of eye planner. When I said that everyone's getting restless, I mean all of our world systems are just kind of like, yeah. Chava says, I've worked with Lilith for the last year and it's been wonderful. Yeah, tell us more about that. She's really, it sounds ridiculous to say this out loud because it's so not something that would be associated with her. And I don't want this word to make it sound like she's fluffy and pink, but she's delightful in a very warriorous, fierce way. I just got chills. Yeah. Project Refine Life says, are you familiar with the Lilith Tarot? I am not familiar with it. What? In the what? In the what? Where's my pen? The Lilith Tarot. I'm going to get off of here and immediately go look for that. Is that like mass produced or is that like a private creator? Lilith Tarot. I have never heard of that. No worries, Project Refine Life. It's okay. Lilith, how marvelous. Yes. Limited run Lilith box. Woohoo. Yeah. Yes, but yes. I honestly prefer to get UPS. It's easier for me, just FYI. I mean, at this point, I tend to just go with whatever's going to get the box there, just because, holy cow. Esther says, I love how Lilith makes it to every live post past several weeks. I know. I'm telling you, it's like, you can't fight it. When a deity wants to be seen and heard and present, there's no fighting that. All right, hold on. Let me do my little thing. Bye-bye. And let's see, what time is it? Okay. Sorry, Mike. Where was I? Adrian, we use ShipStation at work and are adding more USPS options because of some better shipping rates and flat rate boxes. If it fits, it ships no matter the weight. It's also specific cost dependent on zone. Yeah, definitely. Lasem says, it's past my bedtime. I'm loving the bone throwing book and box. Lilith is someone I need more knowledge about. My need to know list is growing rapidly this year. Great, that's wonderful. Sin Lilith after Bot Boy. I know, right? Girls and Pearls says, I feel like Freya or Lilith sent the pancake. Those are who I was speaking to when asking for a sign that stuff would get better. Beautiful. Beautiful pancake. Pancake can be our witchy mascot. I love it. And such a great name. Oh my goodness. So like that's what's happening. That's what we're talking about. And that's what's, I don't know. I feel like we're moving in a particular direction that is incredibly powerful and special and exciting and scary all at once. And I love that we're all on the ride together for it. Chava says, I started with a Lilith based book on deep shadow work. From there, she just became a part of me. Thank you, Renee. I reported them too. Chava, what is the name of the book? I want to know. Because Trying to think of any other announcements I have. Things are kind of quiet in terms of announcements because we're working on all the behind the scene things that have to get done. But I'm excited. I'm excited to launch into our new year. And I'm excited to see how Lilith fully shows up. It's a lot. Chava, so if you know the name of the book, I'd love to hear it. And I think that we can actually end early today unless anyone has burning questions on witchery. I'm feverishly searching through my bookshelf to find it. Okay, I know that feeling. What else do I need to say? Those of you who are part of the Moon Ritual Coven, yes, the Dark Moon module will be going up in the next 24 hours. And there is going to be, well, actually, there was a thread that I created on the forum for the Moon Ritual Coven where I mentioned that things are going to be changing. I'm going to be adding some things to the Moon Ritual Coven. And then I think I had asked a couple of questions. If you can go there and check that out and answer those questions, that would be great. We're going to be adding some things, augmenting some things, and getting deeper into actual ritual work. So I'm really excited about that. And that change, I'm hoping to get that launched and started and out into the world by November 1st. So starting in November, even though you're going to see a much more detailed astrological report already with this next module that's going to go up in the next 24 hours. Kiara Stellar is going to be doing that for us, and I'm really excited. She's amazing. And the price for the Moon Ritual Coven will go up a few dollars. So here's what you need to know. If you are already part of the Moon Ritual Coven, you're going to get grandmothered in at the price that you're at. So don't need to like freak out and blah, blah, blah. Your price will stay the same, but then moving forward, starting probably November 1st, the price will be $33 as opposed to $27. And that will be for everyone coming in at that point. So if you've been like circling, like I want the Moon Ritual Coven, but I don't know, blah, 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 do it now because starting November 1st, the price will go up. So just so that you know, and then know that you're coming in a little bit of a transition. You're getting everything that you are paying for, but as the next 6 weeks happen, there's going to be some changes in terms of what you're going to be getting more basically is the change. So it's not like a bad thing. You're just going to be getting more of what you've been getting and then some. So like that. Oh, nice, Renee. I'm glad that you got it. Laurel says, would you ever do a video on organization? Someone mentioned magic of iPlanner, and I'm always looking for ways to organize notes, journals, and rituals. Magical Marie Kondo. I love it. I mean, look, I'm at a place where I want to see that video. You know what I mean? There have been requests for different versions of that, like a video on different ways of putting together Book of Shadow pages, a different way to, or a way of journaling or organizing or scheduling different rituals, and how to like manage your practice within the course of your day-to-day life throughout the month. So that's definitely a request that comes often. And I don't have the wherewithal in my brain to put that together, probably not until next year at some point, only because I am really challenged by that right now. So I may not be the right person for you. But it is certainly something that I would love to see. Like, this is what I would love for me. If you would start a thread on the Witches Gathering forum on the website so that people can then contribute like what they're doing. And then you can share photos, because this is me. I would love to see people's like photos of people's like calendar books and organizational like bullet journals, and how you're putting together your various different Book of Shadows, you know, because I've talked about that. I've got like a digital Book of Shadow. I've got actual like print out on my printer Book of Shadow book, because some things need that as opposed to me writing. And then there's a collage Book of Shadows. And then, right, like I have various, there's many. But it'd be really cool to share those images with each other so that we can all get ideas of like different ways that we can do this stuff, because it's part of our witchcraft life. I love it. I love it. November box spoiler is books. Yes, it's a very book heavy box for November. And is there anything you can share spoilers for December? December is going to be a year-long. I'm very excited about this because it's very crafty. It's a very crafty box, but it's a beautiful sacred piece that we're all going to work together with, and then you use that as a way to manifest throughout the following year. So it's kind of a manifestation, winter solstice kind of throughout the whole year, tracking the solar year ritual spell. That's as much as I'm going to tell you. I know it's very vague and you're like, what is she talking about? But that's as much as I can tell you. But it's going to be handsy. There's going to be craft involved. There's going to be beauty involved. I'm really excited about it because it's really beautiful. I don't know that we've ever done this. And here's the thing. I was inspired by something different on Instagram that wasn't this. It was different, but the visual was really inspiring. So that's all. That's the hint. How many days in advance do you get the moon coven rituals? It'll be anywhere between 4 to 2 days, depending on what's going on. But I'm moving in a direction where you're going to get the whole month in advance, so that like as the first of each month lands, you're going to get the whole year. No, you're never going to get. Well, maybe you will, but no, the whole month's worth of stuff, of information and rituals and dates and things, so that you can then plan accordingly, but also so that we can then plan together. Because what I'd like to do is at least once a month or every 2 months actually host a live ritual that then we can just do together, and then giving you time to prepare for that. I'm working through that, but I haven't. Oh, are you talking about time? Hold on. Okay. It was going to come, but then it went away. I was going to sneeze. Okay. You're talking about organization. Yeah. Yeah. And Mimsy, if you're going to do that, that'd be great if you find out a way to do that. Ada says, I used to live up in the mountains, and I found a deer skull, so I gave thanks to Gaia. I took the skull, placed on my altar. When I moved it, disappeared. I figured it was not supposed to leave the land. Oh, interesting. Yeah. December box, ears up, crafty. Oh my goddess. Ooh, yeah. And there you go. I have books do that for me. Beautiful. All right. It's a lot of talking. I love it. I will be back on Friday for our live guided meditation at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And is that it? I think that's it in terms of announcements. Friday, and then of course I'll be here again next Tuesday for our live gathering. And then remember that next Wednesday, oh, my light's flashing. Next Wednesday is the live Witches Box Q&A stream here on YouTube, where we'll talk about throwing the bones, and I'll show you mine. I'm going to turn this off because it's going to get crazy. I'll show you mine, and we'll talk about different ways that we can like work with our bones and do things like that. And I think that's it. No, Carla, the Moon Ritual Coven is completely separate from the box. It is a digital moon coven where every month you get an astrological reading on what the moon and what sign it's doing. So a new moon, a full moon, and a waning dark moon reading in terms of what's going on astrologically for the moon, as well as a solo ritual and a group ritual script that I write for you and give to you so that you can do it on your own or you can do it with your friends. We're going to be changing that a little bit, but that's the gist of what the Moon Ritual Coven is. It is a completely separate thing for people who want to work with the moon and who want to do ritual, but don't really either have the time or the know-how to create rituals for themselves. And so that's what that provides you. And that is right now $27 a month. And after the 1st, it's going to go up to $33. Should I ask if anyone is watching the Anne Rice Vampire Show? I am not, but I know one of you mentioned it before. I'm kind of like, oh, I'm too busy. My TV watching has slowed down considerably, and all my friends and my husband are talking about all these different shows that they're watching. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about because I'm just out of the TV loop right now. But sexy vampires are good. Are we doing another chat for the 31st? Hold on a second. No. Because the 31st is on a Monday. I won't go live on the 31st. I'll be live on the 1st of November. Mimsy, you can totally add a link in the chat. That's totally fine. Night, Elsbeth. We'll see you later. Walking on a I'm obsessed with that. Okay, wonderful. All right, my loves. I'm gonna go. Be well. Try to find some rest, and also try to find some time to walk out in the fall weather. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it is so beautiful right now. Every time I walk outside and I feel that breeze, and the leaves, and the chill, and the clouds in the sky, I am just like, it's like the one happy source. It's a massive happy source for me. It is so just, I could live in a fall season for the rest of my life. So enjoy it as you can. And I will see you all hopefully on Friday for our live guided meditation at 10 a.m. Pacific time here on YouTube. All right. Take care.